Yes, we're live.
All right. Hello, Dr. Tyus. My name is Marcus. I am here with Alexis, Luciano, Hannah, and Christian. Today, we are looking to influence you to donate to our nonprofit organization called Thorn. We chose this organization because it is truly a very powerful and important organization. It deals with sexual harassment. It deals with sex trafficking. Sex trafficking is human trafficking for the purpose of sexual exploitation, including slavery and pornography. Thorn is specifically aimed towards kids in the prevention of preventing future victims, and that will later be discussed more in detail. Generally, sex trafficking victims are abducted through three main areas. The number one area is social networking. So that's through any social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. That's where a lot of victims are discovered, and that is where they are abducted. That's where sexual predators learn about them. Sexual predators that abduct victims generally target people that are looking for comfort or safety, whatever like someone is lacking. They try to promise that they could give that to them to lure them in, and once they have them in, then it's too late. Generally, the general age is 14 to 16-year-olds that are abducted. This is the age that kids are looking out and thinking they're old enough to be independent and can look after themselves, but they are still not old enough to realize what the real world is actually like and what's happening to them. Sexual predators or pimps or whatever you want to call them that abduct these kids, they use fear tactics, they use threats, they do whatever they have to try and put fear in their victims to make them give them what they want, and in the long run, be victims to sex trafficking. All this information was shared by Shared Hope International. And next I have Alexis here, and she's going to talk about current events with sex trafficking.
Okay, one alleged survivor of the illegal sex trade who calls herself Kendall publicly announced that her parents only had her in order to sell her to an international trafficker. In March 2017, Kendall went on the Dr. Phil show and shared her story. She maintains her life. Her life begins with sexual abuse and that she was molested as a toddler prior to developing verbal skills. Kendall explained that the man whom she refers to only as the man who owned me said that she wasn't allowed to use the word trafficking. Kendall, reportedly unsure of her own age, reiterated how the man told her she was made for sexual slavery, and trafficking is when girls who aren't made for that get kidnapped or sold into it. On the show, Kendall described her clients as powerful, rich men and women, from politicians, doctors, celebrities, and even law enforcement officials. Another story is that daughter Natalia, a New Jersey man offered to have Natalia educated in the United States, and her family agreed, happy to send her overseas for the opportunity. According to the Polaris Project, Natalia was imprisoned upon her arrival. Over the course of the next 6 years, she was repeatedly abused, both physically and sexually. She was forced to work 18-hour days, cooking and cleaning for her host, parents, and their 3 children. Not only did the family not enroll Natalia in school, but they refused to even allow her outside. Natalia eventually escaped and exposed the ongoings onto a neighbor, who called the authorities. A month after connecting with Polaris, Natalia was finally able to attend school. Another story was, at the age of 14, Erica says that human trafficking is shockingly common near the border. Erica maintains having had several interactions with police, but that officials never asked her if she was a victim. According to KTSM, the National Human Trafficking Hotline reported 2,000 calls from Texas in the first 3 months of 2017. Erica adamantly describes trafficking as a problem evident across the country and not just in El Paso. Now Luciano is going to be talking. No, Hannah.
Isn't it Christian?
Yeah, so Thorn was founded in 2009 by Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher, and with the motto, "We build technology to defend children from sexual abuse." The purpose of Thorn is to, in fact, develop technology that ensures the safety for children that are online using social media, and to also shoo away sexual predators from the internet. So before Thorn was Thorn, it was actually called DNA, but after getting a couple more supporters and more groups involved with them, they all came up with the better name of Thorn. Some of the companies that work with Thorn online are Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Mozilla, Twitter, and those are just a couple of the many social media or websites that work together with Thorn to ensure the safety of these children who are getting exploited for sexual reasons. Thorn is a nonprofit organization which plays a huge part in their company, and other supporters in this group that are widely known include Bradley Cooper, Drake, Jamie Foxx, John Legend, Ben Stiller. There's just so many more big name artists and stars in a lot of these younger kids' eyes who are supporting this group and making sure that more and more people are going to get in trouble who are doing this to these children. Some corporate partners, like Alexis said, are Polaris Project, Girls Educational and Mentoring Services, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Those four are the main companies, but there are also more that do go along with those ones. All of the information that I have stated so far all come from Thorn's website, which is www.wearethorn.org. So after knowing the background of Thorn and what they are about, Hannah is going to tell you what Thorn is doing about taking action.
So Thorn develops internet tools that help track down human traffickers and children being trafficked. The first tool Thorn developed is called Spotlight. Since law enforcement doesn't have enough time to look over millions of ads online, Spotlight analyzes ads and locates suspicious ads, especially on escort sites. According to Thorn.org, since children's information is lied about and they're all listed as 18 and older, Spotlight is basically a search engine that can locate sex trafficking ads in a different way. So law enforcement can filter escort ads based on the phone numbers of sex traffickers they found in the past, keywords, locations of where children have gone missing, the time frame children have gone missing. They can even post photos of children who are missing to the search engine, and Spotlight can see if they're being trafficked online or if there's any ads that pop up with their faces. So it also compares photos on these ads with other escort websites, and this can potentially find links in sex trafficking rings. So after finding these connections, Spotlight saves all of the data to make future searches better, and basically the search engine gets smarter each time a child is found. Spotlight also allows officers to tag information on the internet so they can be alerted every time something changes on that ad. Again, according to Thorn.org, Spotlight is offered to law enforcement for free. So far, Spotlight has been used in over 20,000 cases, identified over 12,000 adults, 6,000 children, 7,000 traffickers in the last 2 years. And Luch is next with solutions to this problem.
So the U.S. Department of State actually lists several ways in which you can help fight human trafficking and child trafficking. So the first one is to learn indicators of human trafficking so you can help identify like a potential victim. So normally they're kids who seem to be very timid. And they normally kind of have bruises on them. I mean, they're not exactly gentle with them. I mean, there's quite a few physical things that you can see on them that could lead to very suspicious things in your mind. If you are in the United States and you believe a child is being sex trafficked, you can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, and they have a number there. And what they do is they take whatever you're calling, whatever information you have, and they further investigate into that, and they can contact different organizations, including Thorn, which is actually the top one that they contact to try and get some results. You want to be conscientious and an informed consumer. You know, encourage those around you, encourage, you know, a company you work for, whatever, to take steps to investigate themselves to try and prevent that. We just want to leave it up to these companies and hope for the best when you can yourself do some research. You want to volunteer and support anti-child trafficking efforts in your community. You can do by starting, you can host awareness raising events, watch films, host fundraisers, anything to really kind of just get people aware of what's happening, because it's not something a lot of people really kind of care about. They just kind of put it in the back of their mind unless it happens to them. Encourage your local schools to partner with students and include like modern slavery in their like curriculum, because it's kind of broken down into, there's almost like target groups that these people really kind of want to go after. So you want to encourage students to be aware. I mean, if they hang around the kids and know the kids more than you will, so they might have a better idea if something's going on than you. Work with local religious communities and the congregation to help stop trafficking by supporting a victim provider or spreading awareness for them. So if you find a group you like, especially Thorn, they have the top organization, you're going to want to support that and get out as much information you can to people. Healthcare providers, you can even learn how to identify the indicators of the trafficking by learning the signs on the targets, and like if they have any bruises on their body and stuff like that, how they look. A lot of the times that'll just kind of give a red flag real fast. And finally, if you do believe something's going on and you call the hotline and you want further done, you can call your attorney and they will contact Thorn. Actually, they will ask whatever organization you would like to contact, and you actually would want them to contact Thorn, because they have one of the better, if not the best, trafficking teams out there now. So I'm going to send it back to Marcus.
All right, thank you, Luciano. So overall, Dr. Tyus, I think you can agree with us that child sex trafficking is a very serious matter, especially in the United States. It happens in our hometowns, it happens everywhere. And again, like Luciano said, if it's not relevant to you, a lot of people turn their back to it, and that's not the right thing to do. After hearing Christian talk about Thorn, I hope you can realize that it is truly a special organization. And Hannah also stated multiple very important inventions and creative technology advances that they have made towards preventing child sex trafficking. So I hope you can agree with all of us and donate to our organization, Thorn. Thank you for listening.